Sorry, I wasn't prepared.
My name is Pat Anderson, and I have a quick question. I had to think long and hard about this because recently I was diagnosed with COPD, so poor air quality makes it hard for me. Charles is constantly under attack, but I ask all the candidates, what would you have done in 2011? Would you have agreed with Charles that the plant should be moved, or would you have built it anyway?
Question is Lloyd, Boris, Charles, and Effie.
Well, I think that if the Green Party wasn't in charge at that time, we would have never gotten to the beginnings of building it. We were looking for alternative ways of creating energy, ones that aren't going to create health problems in the citizens of the country and the province that we're at. So absolutely, we wouldn't have built it then. We are looking for clean, long-term sources of energy, such as solar, such as wind, such as water, that are going to not create any health problems and are, over the long term, cost-effective to the citizens of Ontario. Plus, it's going to create a lot of new, high-tech, good-quality jobs, which we can export that technology overseas, which brings money. Instead of us continually sending money out of Ontario, it'll actually bring some money back into Ontario.
Again, the NDP wouldn't have been in a position where we would have allowed those power plants to be built at their current locations, but it also ran on a platform that was against those power plants, so it would not have gone through with the construction. However, when we got into power under the premise that we were not in favor of those power plants, we would have come clean to you with the numbers and told you it was well in the billions and not $40 million.
Folks, I'm very proud of my record. When I came to office in 2007, there was already a cited plan in Sherway, and there was a cited plan in Clarkson. And I stood with this community to ensure that we would stop it. We recognized that we wanted to prevent further emissions into our stressed air shed. And let's be clear, the $1 billion that Boris and others are talking about are funds that have yet to be invested to the purpose of providing transmission over the next 30 years to site these plans in welcoming communities further away. What's costing us $1 billion every single year was a sale of the 407 that they did at a pennies for sale, and that houses every single year. And I have yet to hear an apology from the PCs that sold it for pennies on the sale. Nor do I hear an apology for the schemes they put in energy that's cost us $11 billion that we've had to pay back. We are continuing to invest in those things that matter, and to your question, we're saving a lot of help. You've had no smog days since we took care of that dirty coal plant, and we provided
Pat, in answer to your question, we would not have cited it in the first place in our community.
Let her answer, please.
As I said earlier, we would not have cited it in the community if it wasn't a willing host. It was not a willing host, we would not have done it. When Margaret Marlin, the long-serving MPP, went to her government of the day and spoke with the Minister of Energy at the time, Jim Wilson, he confirmed that the plant would not be sited here.
That's not true.
And I would go on and say that there was an internal secret Liberal dossier thought lost when the Liberals deleted thousands of gas plant emails. It was keeping track of the Liberals and how they felt about the power plants. It disagrees completely with what Charles Sousa said last week. It says he didn't care about the plant's impact on the community. He cared only about Charles Sousa, as the Toronto Star reported.
Can we have a written question from the audience, from our panel?
Don't be disappointed.
This is a